Right now, it feels impossible to look at a screen or read a headline without being buried under a mountain of talk about artificial intelligence. On one hand, pop culture promises us terrifying, highly capable, conscious robots. On the other, the evening news talks about it like someone tripped a magical switch a few months ago, and suddenly the computers woke up. We find ourselves constantly throwing around a powerful buzzword, projecting human traits and emotions onto lines of code we rarely understand. So, if we strip away the Hollywood scripts and the endless corporate hype, what is this technology actually doing? To make sense of the systems rapidly reshaping our world, we have to clear the smoke and dismantle the myths we've been sold. The easiest trap to fall into is assuming artificial intelligence is a sudden modern invention. Researchers actually coined the term artificial intelligence way back in 1956, kicking off a decades-long pursuit. Those early pioneers built rigid, rules-based expert systems to play chess and solve strictly defined mathematical puzzles. Decades before anyone typed a prompt into ChatGPT, early computers were already tackling complex challenges, like assisting with English to French translation. Over time, AI hasn't developed into a single, monolithic brain. Instead, it grew into a broad spectrum of tools that perform human-like tasks at wildly different levels of sophistication. At the baseline of this spectrum sits simple automation. A machine, like an analog wall thermostat, completes a specific task, adjusting the temperature, without human involvement. Because this technology is a long, continuous scale rather than a binary switch, we have to stop treating a simple programmed machine the exact same way we treat highly advanced intelligence. That leads us to the next massive misconception, the assumption that a modern AI system knows things because engineers programmed it with a giant dictionary of rules. Imagine you are trying to teach a 3-year-old child what a cat looks like. You wouldn't hand them a dictionary and read the definition of a small, domesticated, carnivorous mammal. Instead, you point at cats. You show them an orange cat, a black cat, a fluffy cat, over and over until the child's brain intuitively grasps the underlying pattern. The most important technique under the AI umbrella today works exactly the same way. We call this specific process machine learning. These systems aren't fed a list of strict parameters. They are fed massive amounts of data, and they grow their own capacity to recognize patterns directly from those thousands or millions of examples. This incredible ability to learn from examples feeds into the most culturally ingrained myth of all, the fear that the machine has a conscious mind that thinks and feels. We can see how purely mechanical it really is by looking at an advanced system you use every day, unlocking your smartphone with your face. When you lift that screen, an AI system instantly maps your face, capturing the visual data and comparing it against a stored mathematical pattern of your features. In a fraction of a second, the algorithm calculates the probability of a match and makes a final judgment call. No human reviews the process. The machine simply executes a decision based on the math. The phone doesn't know who you are. It doesn't want to let you in. It has absolutely zero consciousness. It is just an extremely capable pattern matcher, executing its mathematical objective. Because artificial intelligence operates purely by recognizing these complex patterns, it doesn't need a physical robot body to interact with our daily lives. While we were busy looking out for cinematic androids, the technology quietly bypassed those science fiction fantasies and embedded itself everywhere. It is already running the algorithms that route your morning commute, filter the spam out of your inbox, predict the next word in your text messages, and decide which television shows appear on your screen each night. Our misplaced fear of a Hollywood uprising distracts us from a much more practical reality. We are already living in a world guided by algorithms, and we need to recognize how these invisible systems influence our daily choices. Artificial intelligence is not a digital person. It is a broad umbrella of incredibly fast, human-like pattern-matching tools sitting on a spectrum that has been evolving for decades. Which leaves us with one final thing to consider. Before you started this video today, how many times had you already interacted with artificial intelligence without even realizing it?